Air. It's way too early for the fake. This that real game for real bros. No decaf, no cap. Welcome to Shogun Bros, no decaf. Live every weekday, 6:30 in the morning, Central Time. Did you hear what I said? Central Time. We talk dogs, bloodline building to yard work, from stud talk to the truth behind the pups. This ain't no highlight reel. It's how you really build legacy. Shogun Bros, no decaf. Pull up, pull up, handle yours. This ain't just content. It's culture. Welcome to the Cookout with TOYO, where family vibes meet front porch truth. No scripts, no filters, just heart, heat, and hot plates. Ooh. Step up with elevated perspective, with elevated game for grown men and women building mind, spirit, and vision. And men at work with pimps over simps. Choice. Real convos, no cap, all purpose for the men behind the mission. 3 shows, 1 network, all gas, no decaf. Put no creamer in my man. Look, Shogun Unlimited, man. Press play and get, man. Come on, press play, press play.
Yes, sir. Let me see who is they up in here in the building yet? Okay, they up in the building. They up in the building.
Yeah.
Salute everybody. Hey, drop the link. Drop the link for me early. Drop the link for me early, please.
Captain.
Yes, sir. Salute to everybody for coming to the cookout. You know, it was just popping over at Dre House. It was just popping over the Samurai Camp. So we're gonna keep on cooking from there because it was still hot. So might as well let it keep cooking from there. Now, with this disclaimer, I'm gonna give to you from Big TOYO. Like I'm the old head. I'm in here cooking on the barbecue for y'all. This y'all world when y'all down here in the projects. Now I want to let y'all know I ain't nobody. All I got what I got. I had Pitbull since '89, but everything I'm coming out my mouth with is hands-on experience. I don't know scientific terms or a lot of book stuff. And I salute to you guys that I'm talking to. I don't want y'all to take me disrespectful or nothing like that, because I can recognize the knowledge that I'm hearing. Boom, 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 and I salute it. You know what I mean? So that's bulldog. With that being said, that's bulldog. Let's get it. Let's come on in. Now listen. Now, I think we were who up in here? Who we got up in here? Solo, salute, bro. What's up,
Hey.
Supreme? Where Welsh and Cosmo, they ain't gonna come in?
Yeah, they coming.
Oh, okay.
They on the way.
I'm about to text him right now.
It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because I want to let the guys that I want the guys to share the good information with y'all. I'm only gonna interject on stuff that I know about, like, you know what I mean? It ain't, what I mean? That's the only time I'm gonna be saying stuff and stuff like that, because like I like listening to y'all too, because y'all got knowledge. Especially Dre, big computer head. But can you put that picture up for me though, bro, real quick for the community?
Yeah.
Let me talk a little. Now listen.
Listen. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Hey, I'm sorry. What you say?
No. I was just about to say, hey, that's what we here for, man. We here for the open the topic of conversation and speak on it and learn from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So now I'm gonna tell y'all this now. This dog right here. This dog right here. And this dog. I want to show this dog, and I want to show y'all where the community is at. Now, this dog right here. You see somebody walking this dog in your neighborhood, come up to you or whatever. Now, I say you got 3 types of people when they see that dog. When they see a man walking that dog right there, you got 3 different kinds of people. You got a person that's immediately gonna ask you what that dog is. And when you say it's a pit bull, they're not gonna believe you. That's that one
Right.
person. You got another person that ain't gonna ask you what that dog is. They just gonna be looking and they ain't gonna say nothing. And then you got a third person that's gonna be like, man, that's a beautiful dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd say that's where our community at. That's where our community at. And you know what I mean? And by looking at this dog right here, I say, you cannot deny this dog. This is a dog that's part of our history. This is the real American Pit Bull Terrier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know, if you see Big Hill, y'all already don't know me or nothing anyway. So if you see me walking that dog in your neighborhood and I had a rifle and a duck cap on, you would probably think that's a bird dog, a big bird dog mixed with some American Bulldog or something. Am I correct?
Yeah.
So basically, it's the presentation and all that type of stuff. Now, say somebody said that was their stud dog. How many of y'all want stud to that? And you don't know nothing about the paperwork or nothing. You don't know what it is or nothing. Just so that man walking through the neighborhood, how many of y'all gonna stop me and ask me, could y'all stud to that?
Right.
And that's where our community is. Different levels. It's different levels. It's something that's gonna be begging me to stud to that motherfucker. It's something that's gonna be like, man, I wouldn't stud to that motherfucker for a bag of jelly beans. You know what I mean? But,
Yeah.
you know, and some gonna just say, good dog, brother. You know, you know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I ain't gonna say nothing to disrespect you or nothing. You know, and that was where I more was that second person that just ain't saying nothing. If I seen that dog and I ain't know nothing about that dog, and it came and somebody looked like they was hunting or something, I would swear I would probably be thinking that it wasn't all the way pit, but I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't say nothing. You understand? But we have a lot. Our pit bull, you got to embrace it. You got to really embrace it. Like, you know, if you look at the pit bull, if you look at the numbers and history, all the good dogs you like, all the good breeders you like and all that, man, all you got to do is look at the numbers, man. The numbers don't lie, man. You know what I mean? Like, you take a Mayday or take your favorite stud out there. Now, how many pups do we have out there compared to what was working or what would you consider working? So again, these things are relative. The numbers ain't going. When you look at the numbers, you're looking at what? Probably 10% or something like that. 10%, 20%. Now, so you got to concentrate on your yard though. That's the only way you're gonna make them 50%, 60%, 70%. You got to start in your yard to get the percentages up first. You can't worry about the public and all that type of stuff. You got to mind your business. And a lot of people don't, you know, to me, the Bulldog game, yeah, I'm a rant for a minute. I ain't reading the chat or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm talking. So listen, there's a lot of things. To me, the game, the dog game, for the dog game, you can't even compare it to football or basketball no more. Unless we had a game of football and basketball where the field goal post just move all around the motherfucking field and shit like that, or when you play basketball, the joint just go way up and down like raised while you playing. That'd be a good game too. That'd be a good game. But that's the game we play now in this Bulldog community. We moving the field goals all around. We raising the basketball court up and down, up and down. You know, for the most part, the majority of us are doing that to fit in. To fit in. That's my opinion. So, like, the game, for you to have an official game, and you know you want to be official and all that, you got to make the game official. If you can't make the game more official, then basically you always going to have that whack stuff. You understand? Like, salute to the Blues and salute to the Reds. To me, the pretty boys then took over the game. It's just like you can look at the game dog as that old hustler that used to get money. But now, you know, he ain't getting no money no more. He's smoking and all that type stuff and all that type thing. You know, that's the game dog. All he got is stories now of when he used to get money. You dig what I'm saying? Them stories. So I don't nobody want to hear them stories no more. No more. And the pretty boys are shining. Going to the shows. You got the bullies. You know what I mean? They got all the girls getting the money. You dig what I'm saying? But you got the old nigga from the 90s, 80s, whenever they were shining. You know what I mean? They still got the story. Now, to me, because I come up in that, but I'm just a person that I know how to take it like the streets. You gotta know when the wave is changing. When the wave is changing. And the only way the game dog gonna survive is you gotta fit in. You got to fit in that lane. Because like basically like, and what I mean by fit in that lane, that means get all the jobs out there that are offered to you. It is your job now to find jobs for your dogs. No longer is it easy when you could just use the dog for what it was bred for now, or what y'all say it was bred for, just the blood sports. You can't just use it for that. So you got to use your, now it's more on the dog owners out here. The game dogs they done enough work. They did enough work for you. Now your jobs ain't easy. You only gonna know a dog, a real game dog, and your yard is only improving. To me, you should always, your dog should be always making you pay catch up. That's how you know your yard improving. When you got the butterflies in your stomach, because you know you better find some jobs for these dogs. Those are the type of dogs you got. You want to play with them, high performance things. So are you going to be, like I call myself, where I used to consider myself in the APBT world, as an American performance bred technician. And what I do, when I produce dogs, I try to produce American performance bred technicians. Now, I had to learn to love and respect my scars. And I see that the pretty boys is living and eating. I'm not hating, because everybody has their time to shine. This is what we got to recognize. Everybody has their time to shine. Game dog niggas had their time to shine. They're going to say, that's your job to find jobs for your dogs if you want to preserve what you got. Now, with that being said, let's eat. Who in the building? Talk to me.
TOYO.
Fire that grill up.
Hey, TOYO. You entertaining, boy. God dog, boy.
Hey, he is. I had to stop messing with him, man, and let him be goddamn TOYO, man.
Hey,
Hey,
you
TOYO, man.
entertaining, boy.
I got a comment. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Now, I know exactly who that dog is, right? You know, that's Boozenbarger's Rattler. You know, I would venture to say that if somebody saw that dog, right, and they said they was adamant that it was not an American Pit Bull Terrier, stomped down, is that person really a part of our community, or is that just somebody in the general community that may have a street bred or a low class knowledge of the breed? Because those that are really knowledgeable about this breed, we know that these type of things occur, bro. And I can look at Rattler and I can see why he looked like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Snooty,
But see, that's,
you know what I'm saying? You got Snooty, then you got Buster. You know what I'm saying? All of them spotted dogs is close up in his pedigree. You know what I'm saying? Now, the ticking, that's weird. But we know that happens. We know that ticking happens.
right.
Well, I was
Right.
just that dog, and I didn't. Let's say I didn't know nothing about Rattler per se, but I just had my knowledge of the breed, right? Let's say everything in the breed is the same, and just Rattler never existed. I wouldn't be a person that would be like, man, that ain't no pit. I'd be like, okay. I would be at least willing to, I would rub my chin and be like, okay, what is down off of? And if they was to tell me, oh, it's got some Snooty in it, then okay, that's a white dog with brown spots. All right, maybe it's just a little weird, little fluke. You know, I wouldn't be stumped down telling that man that that's not a pit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And now let's say it had a feathered tail, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looking at Rattler tail, it come to a point, it stick at the base, and it come to a point. American Pit Bull Terrier shit, right? But let's say it had a feather, like a spaniel, right?
Right.
Then I'd be like, no, that ain't no full pit. I stand on that.
Right.
I stand on that 100% then, but I would look at the dog itself, you know what I'm saying, the structure and all of that, as I'm sitting here looking at this dog, before I just, you know what I'm saying, the color and the patterns, that wouldn't be the thing that'll make me just be like, that is 100% not a pit, unless it was like Merle or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I know that American Pit Bull Terrier stole every color under the sun except for Merle. So there have been pit bulls every color under the sun except for Merle. So I know that though. You know what I'm saying?
But you can see, but you also can see that you know that because you got experience now. Then you can see. Can you see how somebody that just jump in the game, but they talking a little shit, but they don't know enough to look at that dog and say, you understand what I'm saying? That's why I meant to, when I put that up there, I said that's gonna show you levels to things. And just like you came in, like you automatically telling us what level you had, like, man, I would have boom, 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 boom. Now, if Dre ain't put that pedigree up there with somebody saying, man, there ain't no pit bull, you know what I'm saying? Different things, you know what I mean? But it was a good thing that Well said, like, you know, you got beginners classes and what's the name classes. So that was a way I was trying to show like different levels to this thing. You dig what I'm saying? But like, yeah, I know you know, Solo, I know you know for sure.
Yeah, I've been walking dogs that I've had. And you know what I'm saying, one dude, you know what I'm saying, swore up and down. That got some lab in it, yellow lab in it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm laughing. I can see where he would think that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he didn't know, nigga. This, you know, Mayday with a little bit of Angel's Best of Apache with a little bit of Mechanic in there. You know what I'm saying? And he brought his dog out, and my dog seen his dog, and like, man, what the hell wrong with that dog? That's a real pit bull for you. You know what I'm saying? He's screaming and hollering, you know.
So you guys were talking about like the newcomers. So check this out. If I was a newcomer, man, and I really just, you know, you hear the folklore, you might have seen a couple of dogs. In my vision of a pit bull, I would go to Google and I would look up Google and be like, okay, you know, give me a picture of a pit bull. If you do that, it's going to be a mix of bullies and pit bulls. So somebody jumping into the game from a beginner perspective, man, is already, the odds are already against them. Because, you know, with no direction and no guidance, no anything, somebody to take damn near by the hand and show them what to do, and they going off of just reaching out, trying to get whatever information they can, they're already fighting against the grain because it's already a confusion. It's a big time blur line when you say pit bull, you know.
And you know what I tell them? Get your butt up early in the morning and get over to Shogun Unlimited. I'm done.
Hey, White Chocolate, I just want to say, White Chocolate, that was that seek and destroy shit that I was just telling you about when the brother told me it was a lab.
Yeah.
Was, you know what I'm saying? That was some of that.
Yeah, man. And another thing, what I was saying, like, basically, like, I don't know if y'all heard me when I was trying to say, like, basically, like, man, what, you know, your dogs should be trying, like, your dogs, if you got a relationship with your dogs and you really doing them the right way, like, y'all should be playing the game. Like, and you should never be ahead of your dogs. Like, you know what I mean? Your dog, if you're doing the right thing by your dogs and you out there, like, you really putting in work and stuff and whatever you're doing, you and them dogs gonna have relationships. And you're gonna know this when you're gonna know what I'm saying when you're working with your dogs. Because it ain't nothing like when you growing them up, when you bringing them from a puppy on up and stuff, you kind of teaching them your world. You kind of trying to teach them things. So, you know what I mean? A lot of times we get caught up teaching the dogs things. And we forget about, some people forget about the part of letting them teach you something. And basically the only way you're going to see what they say is like, you got to be working, especially if you got working stock, they got to smell that you a working stock person. And what I mean by that, like, that's how you get the best out your dogs. Like, they got to feel that you working too. Like, so, and then when you working with your dogs, and you looking at your dogs working and you see how they work, which means you seeing and understanding when they're working, like what they're doing this for, what they're doing that for, and you seeing how they're expressing themselves, they're talking. When they're expressing themselves, you really seeing that dog right there. That's the genetics. That's the boom. Whatever he's performing for you, now he's talking or whatever. Now it's up to you to listen to what that dog is saying, because you could get stuck dead and your yard don't move no forward. You just get caught looking at your dog be Michael Jordan. Now you got to play catch up. Now you got a Michael Jordan on your yard. Now you got to be a Michael Jordan nigga. You know what I'm saying? To get some more. You gotta understand Michael Jordan shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Man, that boy preaching up there, ain't he?
Yeah, he preaching, man.
That nigga said you gotta listen to what the dog tell you.
God damn, boy, I seen that collection plate move 3 times.
He was on point though. Hey, but my old schoolers believed in this stuff right here. This booze and bark stuff. That were that McCoy, that Kingfish stuff, and the old Family Red. They believed in this stuff, y'all.
And there's other pictures of Rattler out there from different angles where he looked more like the American Pit Bull Terrier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can pull up some other pictures, like sides of them, and it's like, okay, there you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shouts out to Bulldog with Bo. I seen this on they shit last night, and I said, yeah, that's perfect for me to use as an example for the community, but I can't show them the pedigree first. You see the pedigree, then everybody can be like, oh, he's somebody. But if you got that dog walking with somebody in the woods with a duck hat on and a long rifle and a couple of little hound dogs beside it,
Hey,
it's probably just a bad picture too. Cause that's a bulldog there, y'all.
Yeah, that's a bulldog right there. They got bulldog in it.
Sure do.
Yeah. Shout out to J-Bo. You know, stop for that.
Art.
Salute y'all. Go ahead, man. Cook up, man. Welsh, you in the building. Salute, man. Cook up, man. Because y'all was talking about some fire. Y'all was cooking over there. So go ahead and finish off what you was trying to get across. I was listening, bro. I was listening to you.
You look like a big old joker too.
Yeah.
Rough. That's what they used to say about it. They could bite.
Yeah, white chocolate. Them dogs is crazy, bro. Them dogs is crazy, man. I mean, that same dog I had, man, I had walked him by some of my partners, you know what I'm saying? And they had their dog out and he seen it. And he just like, man, that's a dolphin. You got to get him away from here, bro. He loud. And, I mean, it was just like, man, you know what I'm saying? He gonna, get the attention. He gonna make us hot, bro. You got to get him away from around here, man. You know what I'm saying? Them dogs was crazy, man.
Yo, I used to couldn't stand them, the little ugly jumps or whatever, look like Labradors, pinhead joints and all that. But like, until I seen them working. When I seen them working, they look pretty as I don't know what, yo. They look pretty as I don't know what.
But the thing is, that's the one I kept because I had did that breeding. And he was just all buckskin with the black around his mouth. You know what I'm saying? He had a little bit longer fur, you know what I'm saying, than some of the rest of them when we was grown. So he looked like yellow, you know what I mean? But he had brothers that looked more like Mayday, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, if I would have been walking one of his littermate brothers, you know what I mean, that brother wouldn't have said he looked like a lab because they look more like what the general public would think was a pit.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing, you know what I mean? The same littermate brother. It's just the people don't know. I mean, even walking your dog in shape, right? You know, I was getting one of my dogs in shape for the digital dog show. You know what I mean? And people saying,
I remember you
need to feed that dog. You need to feed that dog. Even moms now. Mom was like, he's skinny. And I'm like, man, golly, y'all don't understand what I'm doing to get this dog look like this. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't even all the way in shape, but he just was trimmed down. He had the wind line going across his ribs and, and it just got to the point to where, man, I don't even want to interact with the public because they looking at it, they thinking it's supposed to be a bully, so it's supposed to be big. And I'm like, this ain't a bully, man. This is American Pit Bull Terrier, man. I'm putting in work to get this dog to look like this. This ain't me, but they don't know that. They don't understand that, man. They don't. Right. 90% of the public, man, if they seen an in-shape dog, they would think it's underweight.
Right.
That's crazy, right?
Right.
But you know what? You ever seen an out of shape Doberman picture? You see how in shape them Doberman pictures be, but they don't say nothing about that.
Yep.
They don't never say nothing about that.
Hey, if you shave a Malinois down, you talk about emaciated looking mutt, man. Facts.
What about Greyhound?
The Greyhound?
But they really just be picking on us. They really just be picking on us because there's about 7, 8, 9, 10 other breeds that look like that on a regular basis and don't nobody say nothing. They just really be messing with us though, bro.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Solo.
I was saying, I think it's just in the public eye when you say pit bull, they expecting and they envisioning a certain dog.
My
You know what I'm
bad.
saying?
My bad.
Envisioning this blocky headed, they envisioning more of a bully or Amstaff looking dog.
Right.
So when they see something that don't fit that public vision, to them it's underweight.
It looked like a Labrador.
Right. But the public is used to seeing Dobermans, trim and tucked up. So in their mental capacity, that's what they expect to see when you say you got a Doberman. You know what I'm saying? But with our breed, it's like we got these bullies and we got all that other stuff. So that's what the general public expect to see when you talking about you got a pit bull, not this little 28-pound, bat-eared. You know, I'm like, man, that ain't no pit. It's swear up and down, it ain't no pit.
Yeah, sure will.
People still ask me what breed my dog is. You know.
Hey, what's his offspring on this stuff right here? We look at his offspring.
Yeah, Drake, hit that offspring if you can.
Okay, let me get it put up. Can y'all see it?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be.
Right.
You take two bitches to him? Shit, I'll take every bitch on my yard.
Right.
Hey, no wonder these boys believed in that shit. Okay. He was throwing them. And I wonder how many of them was really good, really, really, really good. Right? But they just wasn't in the right hands. We don't even know.
Shit.
What if they was just breeding them? The ones I like to look at the ones that don't got no color on them too, because you and to go look at their offspring, because some of that stuff, what I've noticed, this is just what I've noticed. Many times, the best racers aren't the best producers, right? And it's something else that they're pulling from, that even though they may produce a pretty good dog, their brother, who was never got a two penny, you dig what I'm talking about, is throwing monsters. So you see what I'm saying? So is it at that point the breedings that go on after it, or is that dog the real carrier of the traits that you was looking for? You know what I mean?
Wait again.
Oh, go ahead, man. I don't want to be rude.
No, so you ain't being rude. Go ahead, man. I miss you, man. Go ahead, kick it off.
No, I was saying some people get American Pit Bull Terriers, and he might have the best one, and it might have a phenomenal dog, but we'll never know because they don't do that. Let's say, right? Let's say me, right? Let's say I got a cousin, you know what I'm saying, that he ain't into game dogs. Matter of fact, he deplored, you know, he don't want nothing to do with that aspect of it. Right. Let's just say I want, you know, he like, man, I want one of your dogs, cuz I just want a pit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I let him get a pit. You know what I'm saying? Let's say it's the 70s, and let's say it's we back in the days, right? And let's say that,
of course, we do not Big TOYO channel do not promote any fighting or this is all back in the day. It's hypothetical,
all of that.
Hypothetical, we're just chatting.
So it's 1972, right? You know what I'm saying? I got my yard going. I give my cousin a dog. He ain't into that at all. You know, he making it into his family pet. Let's say that dog get about 16 months, 18 months old. And let's say I come to cuz, like, cuz, man, you know, let's put him down. Let's and he's like, man, hell no. My dog ain't gonna never get put down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't with that at all. You can breed to him, but he ain't gonna never see nothing. And let's say, you know, something happened, you know, my dogs get stolen or some whatever happened. And I'm like, man,
you only got this female left.
Right. I only got this female left. Cuz got that stud. I mean, I ain't gonna call him a stud. We can't call him a stud. Cuz got that male.
He got that blood.
Right. And let's say I breed my female to him. And the litter be fire.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? Now he black. He black in the pedigree. But that don't mean he didn't have the genetics to throw nothing. That don't mean he might have been a killer.
Might have been.
Never know. Cuz never wanted to put him down. You know he might have been hot. He might have been all of that. And Cuz just like, man, he ain't, you know, No, mine
Right.
don't let you do that. You know. Now, we might have.
That's why I always like to look. You dig what I'm talking about? You never know. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, that's real talk. They come in all sizes, shapes, and colors. You know what I mean? You know, but like sometimes if you on your yard, it depends. Like a lot of that stuff depends on what type of yard you got. Cause some people won't even get to the level of finding out about those things you was talking about. Cause like you know, like where the traits pulling from and all of that. You know what I mean? Cause like a lot of people get caught up in that fast food thing. Like it gotta be fast, so they ain't got time to you know even get any numbers down to study the numbers. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was talking about earlier. Like when the breeding game is levels to it. Like breeders need product on the ground to even start counting, like to see the percentages. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean. So if they got a lot of land and stuff, they gonna try to fill it up with as much products. They're not gonna do things that the racers and stuff gonna be doing. Like so, they gonna be seeing it's a whole different type of game. And you know what I mean? So they trying to work with the numbers or whatever. So they'll know if that cousin, they gonna know if that cousin is the one that's doing it when you click it with this. You're not gonna know, or I'm not gonna know if I don't keep the whole families and 6 families and all that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that begs to ask a question. How many generations breeding out of your backyard do you have to do for it to be yours totally? Is it after that second breeding? You know that
question. That's a hack question. That question always pop up. That's your hack.
Trying to get nobody shot.
It's gonna keep on.
Trying to get nobody. I want them to spin the block on them.
Well, you can have that solo. That joint hot.
Ooh wee. Yeah, I ain't trying to get the block shot up.
I feel like, man, if you own that dog, it's your dog, but you can't take claim to the bloodline, you know, because you just own. It's like me buying a painting from somebody. Yeah, I got this painting, but I didn't paint it. It still got his signature on it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like to put your signature on it, it has to be your breeding, and it has to be, I say, at least a couple generations, man. I want to see at least 3, I say, man, 2 or 3, you know what I'm saying, of your breeding, your work put in, your decision making, you know, and I want to see your name or your kennel, you know what I'm saying, and at least 3 generations in that dog for you to be like, this is my bloodline. Right now, I got dogs, yeah, but they not my bloodline. I got one generation in, you know what I'm saying? I got 1 generation in that I actually bred on my yard. I can't say that that's my bloodline, you know what I mean? Even though I bred the dog. Now, once I get to crossing and adding my little stuff in, and then you seeing 2, 3 generations down the line, 2 more generations with that particular female that I got on my yard, then I can say, okay, this is a solo but connected dog. You know what I mean? You see 3 generations of solo but connected. My name. I bred that dog. I bred that dog. I bred that dog. I chose that stud to take outcross to. This is mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know that joint so hot. But you know what? I'ma say this. I'ma say this.
Yeah, because I'm about to go ahead, good.
Man, from what I've been hearing about this question and the debates back and forth, my move right now, my decision is I'd rather say that I don't even know when the line is yours, but one damn thing I do know, these my motherfucking dogs.
They're my motherfucking dogs, sure.
Yeah, they're yours. You know what I'm saying? If you own that dog, it's yours. It's your dog.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that it's sticky.
I can't really claim that I made a new move. Like it's hard to create a new dance. I mean, like a new like everything under the sun. Like somebody gonna say that cross already been done, whatever. They gonna break it down to let you know that somebody already been there, done that. So your best, safest thing to say, man, these my dogs. And basically when they say like solo dogs or Todd's dogs, that's cool enough for me. If they say my, you know, as long as they say they my dogs, I don't care about what blood, what ingredients they say I use, what I had in my cabinet. We all got them things in our cabinet. Those are the only ingredients we can use. So we got to get some individuality. So these here is my dogs, and to me, you would have to, with having your own and claiming your own, you would have to have some individuality in those dogs. Like, if you don't have no individuality, which means if they just the same as the man, if they the same as everybody that went to that man yard and everybody creating the same old thing, y'all all got the same plates, then I can understand somebody saying they ain't your line or whatever, because they basically looking at the same traits. Now, when you create something that's individual, like something that's different, because you know everybody going to they got the same thing in the cabinet as you got in your cabinet. So you know why you ain't coming up with this? These my dogs. That's all you can say.
So you gotta put that individual touch in it. But not only the individual touch that makes it better than what it was.
Yeah, I mean, it could, for better or worse, that's the whole thing about it. You want to be individual. Do you want to be known? So it could be the worst side too. They be like, man, don't mess with that because it's woo woo woo. Because you could get a stamp like that too. But it's all about how you separate yourself from the next man, for them to identify your dogs from the next person dogs. So like, because they could be having the same dogs, the same bloodlines. We all got the same ingredients. It's just the combinations and the traits and stuff like that. But anybody can say, man, my dog's related to that dog, because they all gonna be related at the end of the day. So basically, you got to make something individual. And I say the only way you could make something individual is not just you seeing it. Everybody got to see that. Oh, that do that. You know, that do that. It got to be known that it's for somebody to know that it's different. You know, even the dudes that's claiming these other lines, like the Mayday and all that type stuff, or Bolio and all that. If you notice, it's the dog. Okay, Mayday or Bolio. You know what I mean? All right, now Pat Patrick. Okay, now Pat Patrick. Now what I'm saying about Pat Patrick, when you talking about Pat Patrick, you talking about his work.
Right.
You talking about his work. You know what I mean? So it's more than just Bolio. He got this ain't just Bolio. When you talk about Pat Patrick, you got to talk about everything about Pat Patrick, the lies and the curves and all that. Bolio get what Bolio get. The other, but he can't just get what Bolio get. He got to get with everything he created did or whatever. And somebody could say that those lines ain't his lines. Everybody gonna have somebody to say that ain't his stuff. He got it from me or whatever, because you had to get the dogs from somewhere. You know what I mean? It's just that we don't know. We only could go back a certain distance and name these names, but I'm sure when they was coming up like us, it was people saying, man, that ain't even his bloodline. I don't know why he claiming that they yelling out Patrick dogs or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? We just times move forward, but I'm sure the same thing was happening. I'm sure the same thing was happening to other people that we named. We just claim them that's owning the line or whatever, because we don't know the people behind their lines. But the people behind their lines probably had something to say too. You know what I mean?
Right. Don't you think Indian Sonny had something to say? I'm sure he had something to say. Man, that's crazy.
Let me see what the chat talking about.
Just you brought that up. I want your opinion on this. Do you think if Bolio would have stayed in Indian Sonny's hands, he would have had the reputation that he got from Patrick?
I couldn't answer that question at all. I really couldn't answer that question, because I mean, I know Indian Sonny is known, but like, you know what I mean? If he had already had that card in his deck, you know what I mean? Like, he already had the card, you know what I mean? So he did what he did with it. So, you know what I mean? So
he had some good shit though back in
the day. I can't hate on him. But like a lot that go into what we were talking about on the other show. It might not have been all that to Sonny. Wow. If you listen to Patrick, the way Patrick painted the narrative is he the only one. He the first one and the only one that really wanted to inbreed on whatever dog he was talking about. I think it was Bolio. It might have been Bolio. I don't want to mess it up, but I think he was saying he was the only one that wanted to do that. He was the only one that was concentrating on doing that. Again, we talking about individuality. So basically, he's saying that's where my individualism stepped in. Y'all niggas wasn't doing that when y'all had them. Y'all had them. You had them. When I got them, I inbred them and went boom, bing, bing, bing. So yeah, I'm claiming that. You know what I mean? That's how he felt. I can't hate on him for that. You did what I'm saying?
Good ones too. He bred up some good ones.
Everybody had, whoever had a chance to cook up with the dog, they cooked up with the dog. Patrick Plate is the one people like.
Yeah. Huh?
The one they talk about today. You got a few people that tasted the Indian Sunny State, Indian Sunny stuff. They still like the plate, but they yelling about Patrick Plate. You did, but they had the same agreement.
So it's that little bit of individuality that's separating them, huh?
Yeah, and the bad, you got to put your stamp on it some type of way. You know what I mean? Good, the bad, the ugly. You got to love it. The good, the bad, the ugly. You're gonna make mistakes. You know what I mean? That's why I say take balls to even put your dog out there for public stud. Because now, you're giving everybody a chance to put hands on your stuff.
The shit out your ass.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And the game is political and about money now. And we made it that way.
Yeah.
We made it that way. So once you put the money in the game, it's all types of cheating going down. Which means okay. Now the team that's winning is the team that got the money behind it. When at first it was the team that got the dogs behind. It's like first, so basically like the team with the money, they're gonna do certain things that money can do.
That was the 90s.
The 90s, like I guess from the 80s and the 90s, that's when, it basically turned it all the way up to where though you had to worry about a lot of cheating and things like that and stuff like that, and a lot of things because now you got people. Now you got to find a product. You have a product that like a lot of people on the same playing field now. Money ain't really putting the gap between the people now. A lot of people from different walks of life grab some money and you understand what I'm saying? So they was able to do so. The money wasn't really able to keep the gap like that. Right. You know what I mean? So, and then once certain people got their hands on the dogs, that's why hands is very important. Hands is very important, man.
Yeah.
Hands are very important to me. Hands is very important. Because like individuality, again, what you gonna do when everybody got good dogs? What you gonna do when everybody got Michael Jordans?
I heard the twins say, and I know this is true. He said it's not only that you can breed them, it's about who hands you put them in.
Yes. They always was looking for race car drivers. The people who build the race cars need race car drivers to put their stuff out there and come back and report. Come back and tell them how it is. You know what I mean? It was separate. It was separated like that. But again, like I say, the drivers, kind of wanted to start trying to create things themselves because they thought like, fuck it, I'm driving this motherfucker. I should be knowing how to build or whatever. And it worked for some of them, but some of them, for the most part, it don't. Again, because breeders are concentrating on not just creating one to win, they're creating a family. So they're gonna keep things that the racers wouldn't keep. Right. Now you would think the racers would have better dogs or whatever, but they're not studying the numbers, which you said earlier. They ain't gonna be knowing about that kissing cousin. They ain't gonna know about the kissing cousins because they might not got to that level because they're not breeders. You understand what I'm saying?
And that's been a consistent thing that I've always seen. Many of the best boxmen weren't the best breeders. They bought their dogs.
Yeah. Now, when you find one, now you hear some of them. Those are the exception. They're not the rule. They're not the rule. It's two different schools. Two different schools.
It's to the rule. And that's why they was in cliques. They had somebody who did that, and you did what I'm talking about. Another guy who had the money.
It was a merge. You know what I mean? It was a merge type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it came. That's where it came to a lot of breeders being able. It was cool with them not. You said you cool with them doing what they was doing. Like shit we be judging them about nowadays. Like, oh, they wasn't touching nothing and they breed. Oh, But they had race car drivers though. You did.
Man, you can be around a race car driver, man, and come up off some crumbs off his table. Meaning that, okay, we're going back on the bus, right? We're going back to the 60s, you know what I'm saying, in the early 70s or whatever, right? Let's say
all aboard.
All aboard. We back in the day, you know, let's say, you know, this particular dog, you know what I'm saying, is game as hell, but ain't got no mouth. Can't bite his way out of a wet paper bag. To that race car driver, it's not quality, match quality, so I don't want it on my yard. But they might say, man, my little homie over here, man, you know, he's starting out with dogs, whatever, you know, and I'm not gonna, you know, get you know, just cull it and them because it's game. It has some value. So what I'm gonna do is, man, little homie, take this dog, man. You know what I'm saying? Take this dog and just throw me some pups, you know what I'm saying? And I might want to come back and double back and breed to him, you know what I'm saying? And you know, because I see that gameness is important, but it's not match quality, so it can't stay on my yard because I need that change spot for my match dogs. You know what I mean? So that brother, that's his homie, take that dog with no mouth, you know what I'm saying? That's game, and he breed him and breed him, and he throwing gameness in his stuff. You know what I mean? So you know that's kind of like how you can get some crumbs off of a race car driver's table, you know what I'm saying, and still make something out of it, you know, because something can have good qualities about it, but it might not be the totality of what you need. But you're not going to discount the fact that it does have those good qualities and it has some value, you know.
Right.
So yeah, it's just how the world, you know, goes, man, and how things go, you know.
Yes, sir. Good cook up for sure. Old cars got that old, what's that, old family red with some wood in there?
Yeah, some of that bingo blood in there.
Okay. Bingo.
Yeah. Shout out to my dog OG Loco, man. You dig what I'm talking about? Keeping me up plugged in. You dig what I'm saying?
Salute OG Loco.
Shout out my digger Buck City too.
Salute Buck City.
You dig what I'm saying? Good one, man. We gonna have fun though. We gonna go have some fun this year.
Oh yeah. Everybody got product, and like, you know, it ain't really no excuses. You know what I mean? Like to all my brothers that's trying to you all I can say to y'all, man, is just find jobs for the dogs now. Just that's all it is. Find jobs for the dogs. Every dog can get a job. You know what I mean? Every dog can get a job, man. You know what I mean?
I gotta shoot a shout out to Wells Kennels.
Yeah.
Man, I was listening, man. I gotta put a little respect on that man's name.
Yeah, he got a wealth of knowledge. Yeah.
I can put a little respect on Wells Kennels. Shit, speak of the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Good brother, man.
But no, man, I'm checking out the pads and I'm seeing how he working it with that macho bull.
Then I do got a little bit of oil spill, so if
to that bang stuff, you dig what I'm talking about? Back down from the ready red stuff. Man, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, Welsh, man. I swear I ain't. Salute to you, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute Welsh.
Big salute.
SFL.
Good morning, all my fellas, man. Y'all burning the grill down to me. I had to come get me a plate.
Yeah. Go ahead and grab your shit off the grill.
Little red motherfuckers right there. Student for life. I like them little red motherfuckers.
I appreciate you, brother. How you doing this morning?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm great now. I'm in the building with some real brothers.
That's right. Salute. Dog is up in here, man.
Always a pleasure, bro.
Always a pleasure. Box head jokers there, man. Is that old family there?
That's a little secret sauce mix, man. You know what I'm saying? A little cluster bread. Something I've been working on for the last 5 generations.
Yes, sir.
So
What else, man? Welsh, I ain't gonna be on here too long, man. I try to let you drive for a minute. Go ahead, man.
Nah, I'm on it. It was loud as shit in the shop. I had to mute the goddamn mic. Nah, man, I'm just listening to y'all cook though, man. Listening to y'all cook, man.
Hey, nigga, don't
But
let
that I was gonna say that go back to what we was talking about yesterday and earlier today. All of it's too many. It's too many circumstances when it comes to these dogs. You just really gotta hope you making the best decisions, because like, you know, what if the roles was reversed, and let's say Tom had Chinaman brother instead of Chinaman. What type of dogs would be out here today?
Oh, we see.
You see what I mean?
That's
So
yeah.
That's simple.
So it's yeah, man. It's a lot of variables, man. So if you ain't got one that's working, send it to somebody else for 6 months. See what happens. If it's a no-go, then you know what to do. Fuck it.
Right.
Well, I'm coming with the season salt this morning.
Yes, sir. No, that's a diamond, though. That's a diamond.
Yes, sir.
All right, brothers, we got about 10 minutes. Anybody else want to cook up something or whatever? Cook up. Get the last hot dogs off the grill or whatever. A couple burnt ones over there.
Earlier you were saying about making sure that dog got a job and always salute the work. What I'm a big proponent of making sure that you put each dog in the lane that they supposed to be in. You might have, like, for instance, I kept 3 out of this litter, and I got a mission for all 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? I got one I'm trying to get it on the weight pull track. I got another one I'm introducing the wall climb. And I'm gonna try out something new with this next one, man. I'm gonna try some fast cat, like the little dog sprinting joint. You know what I'm saying? But all of them showing different attributes and what they best at. So you know what I'm saying? Just trying to diversify a little bit, man. So show the world what we can do with these dogs.
Oh, you ready to put them SFL hands on them, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. Salute the work.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. You know these dogs, man. They from, like, how you want to curry it. Wall bangers to wall climbers.
Yes, sir.
hard scratches to heavy weight pullers. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Hog hunters. You know what I mean? To the ultimate guardian, man. They could do all types of stuff. To just a loyal companion, man. So find a job. Salute.
Yeah, I stand on that old quote. I believe it was gosh, what's my man name that got all the books out? They always said a pit bull could do everything any other breed could do plus whoop them. Who was that, man?
Richard Stratton.
There we go. I don't know how his name escaped me. Well, good morning, Solo.
Good morning, brother.
Yeah, sir. Long time no hear from, man.
Yeah, man, I was infatuated with them Richard Stratton books, man. I wish I would have never got the big one, man. That once I saw Zebo and Jimmy Boots and all of that, man. Told me that book from Tropic Like Peps, man. Man, I've been hooked ever since, man.
Hey, brother, same here. I got almost expelled from goddamn high school because somebody stole my book, bro. Like, for real, that joint was like the Bible to me.
Y'all see, Welsh, somebody or anybody, any of y'all gentlemen, Solo, Big A, SFL, y'all see the question MKM said? I passed it. I wasn't paying attention. He said, talk to us about a cold dog and how people can misunderstand them.
A cold dog is a dog that won't engage, but won't cur out either. You know, they just oblivious to what's going on. You know,
right. It'll take a pounding. There's something to the cold dog and the game dog. There is a connection, that ability to take a pounding and not holler. Right? There's some type of connection in there that ties the cold dog to gameness. I think it's actually just the other side of the same gene.
I gotta agree with you on that one.
Yeah, you can't say it's Kurt because it never started.
Yep.
And it ain't holler, it ain't move.
You can't say it's fire as game because it never started. So it ain't
Right.
fire or game. It's cold. It's
And-
neither.
What if
Oh, you
what
said
if
that? Oh, my
cold?
bad.
What if cold is the way of nature letting you know it's spread too tight?
To me, it's a genetic default.
Again,
A cold dog.
again.
You're not even showing fight or flight. You're not showing no natural instinct. Somebody said it's retarded. I believe that is a retardation. You're not showing fight or flight. You're not showing no survival instincts or self-preservation, nothing. Self-preservation is the law of anything.
But I'm glad you touched on that self-preservation thing, man, because my theory on it is the reason sometimes you can get dead game dogs from cold dogs is because both of them don't have no self-preservation instinct. So like you said, there's something that's pulling or something that's tied to the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you said, some people say it's a retarded dog. Shit, I mean, and the laws of nature say that a dead game dog is retarded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're right.
All right.
You're right.
I ask y'all this then. Who y'all think was the first to be even interested in cracking a cold dog's code? A breeder or a racer?
I'm seeing you in the chat, AQ. You can't say it's a cur because it never curred out.
Kobe.
No, I said a cold dog. I said so. That's I throw a question. I throw a question at y'all, Solo. So who you think? What camp you think was interested enough in the dog to try to crack a cold dog's code? The breeder or the racer?
The breeder, for sure.
The breeder. He paid an arm and a leg, and he did the same thing they do on the day. He don't give a damn what it gave him. I'm about to back off this damn thing.
He said we finna find out.
Right. I didn't ship this thing all the way from here from Ireland. You dig what I'm talking about? I got me spin dogs. I got me some of the Moor dogs from in the 1860s.
Mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm talking about? I'm gonna do the same in 1865. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do it in 2025. I done paid 10 G's for this bitch. I'm about to back off this motherfucker.
That theory. I love that theory. That's true as shit.
You damn right. That's what they did.
The breeder sees the value in the individual, even though it may not be race quality. The racer wants only race quality things on his yard. That's all he got time for.
Yep.
That's right. The breeder see, okay, he cold, but he's tightly bred on some good dogs. So let me take a chance in breeding. You know, the racer, you know, he like, man, a racer has no has no value in a cold dog to him because he racing. He can't race it. It ain't no good on his yard.
Like you say, wasting the chain spot.
Right, it's wasting the chain spot. Now let's say if you had what's that dog? Rodriguez, not Rodriguez, but Little Gator, the black dog. That's ROM.
Yeah.
Cool. You know,
I don't think he was.
What they say he cold. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But the rumor is he was cold. The rumor is Dolly was cold. Mayday Mama. You know,
awesome baby.
Then we can go on and on. You know what I'm saying about these cold dogs that were able to produce. You know, and the breeders
so this is what I'm
produce.
saying.
The racers think about what it is. You know,
is that like a plug? Is that to let you know? Okay, it's time to cross, and then make your mutant. You dig what I'm talking about? Do the battle cross, whatever the battle cross is for your strain, and then go in that route.
That's a good theory, man.
No, Kurt is a dog that started and stopped.
That's correct.
Kurt could be a dog that just never started, but just he hollering, he trying to run. That's a Kurt.
Cold dog and a cur is not the same.
It's not the same, bro.
Cold dog ain't running or defending. He just taking it.
He's just there.
You're the type of person that'll say an untested dog is a cur. How do you know? It's never been looked at. It's untested. It's not cold or we don't know what it is. You can't just say, hey, you just a cur. How do you know that?
Well, my old mentor
out, bro. That's what it is. Like
my old mentors and everything like that, they brought me up off of this line. All of them curs till they prove otherwise. That's you know what I'm saying? That's the old school of thought. You know what I mean?
That's the safest way. That's the safest way.
Every one of them a cur. He said
what
you
I'm
put
talking.
enough pressure on them. You put enough pressure on them. Every one of them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? But
to me, if it's never been put down, it's untested.
I'm
You know what
I'm with you, Solo. I'm with you, but I think that's where that line of thought comes from. Is the old school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like
anything.
you said, if it ain't tested, you can't say what yay or nay. You know.
That's like somebody calling themselves a pimp. You ain't got no hoes on the stroll. You ain't got nothing selling no pussy. You ain't no pimp. You might be a player. You know what I'm saying? You might be a playboy. You might have, but you're not a pimp until you got something on the stroll.
He ain't never seen the bling.
It's specific meaning for that word. Curd
It's
is
something
a
to it
specific
because look at the numbers. Look at the percentage of the numbers of the great dogs that come off of cold dogs, though. There's something to it.
All right, look, we're gonna wrap it up right there. We're gonna leave that for the next cookout. Leave that one for the next cookout. We picked up where we left off because brother Elevator gotta come on. We could run up an elevator, build it, and check him out. Go ahead, Big A.
Yeah. Hey, you know what it is, man. I got something special coming up on Elevated. I'm gonna talk about insurance, life insurance. Life insurance for your dog. Yeah.
Hey, he dropping some serious game, y'all. Y'all got to get over there. I'll never be there.
So, yeah. So y'all tune in for that, man. I got some real games, some news you can use.
That's
okay. All right, man. So y'all go ahead and make y'all run.
Big A.
Yes, sir.
I got a question, but we ain't got to talk about it to the next show. This for everybody in the chats and on the panel, right?
Roger that.
So y'all do realize in the history of these bulldogs, even till today, there are more successful dogs and families off of losers and cold dogs. So we ain't got to talk about it right now. We'll do that on the next show. I just wanted to put that out there right quick.
Yes, sir.
You, that's a Elevated probably like to cook out.
Salute.
All right. Yes, sir.
Make their rounds. Tell them make their rounds.
Yeah, y'all make y'all rounds, man. Let them know what it is, where they can find y'all at if they want to reach you.
This your boy Student for Life, man. Y'all can catch me over here at Student for Life Dog Trainer on YouTube. Check me out on Facebook or Instagram or Front Door Dog Trainer. Y'all have a blessed day, man.
Sir. Hey,
Yo, it's Cosmo Cal at Facebook and that
YouTube,
man. Check me out, man. I'm on something different. But I love these dogs.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Hey, y'all bulldogs keep scratching, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Solo.
That's your opinion, man. I ain't, that's your opinion, man. You're free to have your opinion. My opinion is something different. But
hey,
I enjoy
Solo.
What's up, Big A?
Hey, we gotta get you something going on here, man.
Yes, sir.
Man, we'll chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just glad to be a part of you brothers' empires, man. Shout out to Big Hill, you know what I'm saying, the projects, and shout out to Elevated, Supreme, everybody. I enjoyed it, and man, I'm supposed to be working right now, man. But man, y'all brothers be keeping me from working, but it's all good.
Salute Solo.
Yeah. Okay.
Supreme, you make your round. Welsh, roll it out. Welsh dropped this question. That was his drop the mic jump.
Oh yeah, he'll be back. He know he'll be back.
Where Supreme at? I guess all right. Well, you already know it's Big TOYO. I don't know if we got somebody else, but Big TOYO, y'all already know I'm here at the cookout. I'll be here tomorrow at the cookout. You know what I mean? And my other channel over Big Hill fan, my show's off over there too. So salute to the Bulldog community. I'm gonna run over here and go up at the Good Brother Elevator building and get a good one. Salute.
Already. Yes, sir. We out.